Om Om Sadashiva-samārambhām Shankaracārya-madhyamām Asmadacārya-paryantam Vande Guru-paraṁparām Gurur-brahma Gurur-vishnu Gurur-devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahi तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्री भगवान उवाच अभयं सत्त्वसंशुद्धिः ज्ञानयोगव्यवस्थितिः दानं दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वाध्यायस्तप आर्जवम् अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधः त्यागः शान्तिरपैशुनम् दया भूतेषु लोलुप्तम् मार्दवम् ह्रीरचापलम् तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदं दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत। So as we have been discussing this values or that sampad, the wealth that belongs to devatas, divinity. In this context already we have seen abhayam, the fearlessness. So relatively I should be a free person. I should not have any fear, because the absolute fear is taken care of by the knowledge. So here being the wealth as value system, as my life, relatively I should be a free person. If small things I am afraid of, like there are like many ladies. So there is a cockroach, there is a lizard, there is a frog, there is this, there is that. Small things makes them afraid of. Now, how to handle the situation? What Vedanta you can understand? There are many things, okay? This is just sample example I'm giving, okay? How also men are afraid of wife, okay, nowadays. So that is also fear. Be careful, okay? Whether to attend class or not. So I need my permission from my wife, okay? So that is also big fear. What to do, what not to do. However, let me not get into too much. Then the second one was called Sattva Samsuddhi. So that we translated as purity of the mind. Actually, it is more than purity of the mind. It's called preparedness of the mind. Because the third value says Jnana Yoga Vyavastiti. So this Jnana Yoga Vyavastiti means what? Steadfastness in Jnana Yoga. So this Vyavastiti highlights very carefully that it is a commitment. It is not once in a while I want to attend class. Once in a while I have my priorities. That is not a Vyavastiti. So that is something, time pass. That is something called, that, okay, I have some fancies. So here he highlights very carefully, because please understand, if you have sattva samsuddhi, if you have preparedness of the mind, if there is purity of mind, then jnana yoga vyavastiti can happen, or else impossible. It's like, for example, you want to study, let us say, physics. So to study physics, the person should have what? Basic mathematics. If the person is not okay with mathematics, that to basic mathematics, definitely that person will not study physics, will throw and go for biology. You understand? This is what people do it. Because even if somebody pushes you to study physics, what you will do? You will try to break your head, mind will not be there at all. You will try to excuse, you will find out something or other. That is what happens because mind is not prepared. This is just an example sake I'm saying. So here, if the mind is not prepared, if there is no purity of the mind, which includes what? Bhaya Suddhi first, external purity. So along with the external purity, my body, my belongings, and also secondarily my atmosphere. Then comes the mind purity, or else mind will never become pure. It looks as though it is pure, but it will be cluttered mind. How? So this Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti. So mainly when we say Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti, we can look at, already we have seen in different occasions, even though we say here that Jnana and Karma Yoga. So what is that Jnana and Karma Yoga? So put together Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. So this Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, that the person is willing to do Shravana, listen to the scriptures. And the person is willing to do Mananam, dwell upon, releasing the doubts, the conflicts, that what the person is having experience and what the person is learning. So that is called Mananam, because Mananam, please, this is not right, okay? Mananam is something that to be taken carefully. Because if the Mananam is not done properly, what happened? Like you are having now Shravana, one, let us say half an hour class, almost every day you are listening to it. Shravanam is good. But Mananam is not there. Why Mananam is not there? Because your habits, your priorities, your work, all these things takes over. So when it takes over, what happens? In the process, you can discover that always there is doubt. So after 10 years, you ask the same question, but in a different way, okay? So no change, nothing. Same thing, but in a very different ways. And sometimes, Swamiji, I am clear, but my friend was asking, my child was asking, or what should I answer to others? You understand? Because you want to be smart, because you are ashamed. Do you know that you are asking the same question and again, okay? Because this is lack of manana. And what happens is the most important thing is called that nididhyasana. So nididhyasana is something, it's very nicely you have to understand. This sattva samsudhi is very important. Why we use this sattva samsudhi? We need, like every ladies, especially to observe, before getting into the kitchen to cut the vegetable, they look for a knife. The knife has to be sharp, supposed to. If the knife is not sharp, it will be difficult to cut the vegetable. You will get fed up or frustrated. So that you also need a sharp mind for understanding this knowledge. Not smart mind, remember. Here is a sharp mind. What is sharp mind? You can look at the sharp knife. Sharp knife means what? So sharp, wherever you keep it, that knife stays there and goes down with the pressure. Whereas if not sharp, what happens? You keep one place, it goes some other place. You understand? So you have to do pressure differently. Same thing also here. We don't need your smart mind. We need sharp mind. So smart mind means cunning mind. How you can complete things quicker. Whereas a sharp mind, the mind must be available then and there. So that means the mind, that which is free from preoccupation. If the mind is preoccupied, it cannot be sharp. That's why you can see, look, when you answer sharply, not smartly, witfully, what happens? The mind is there available. If the mind is not available there, definitely you will not be able to handle the situation carefully. And here the knowledge is about one's own self. Mind will play a trick. So that's why here it says sattva samsuddhi, again to have a sharp mind. So that what happens? Nitidhyasana. Why? Please understand, nitidhyasana is something. First of all, through the shravana, cognitively, you understand. Brahmasmi. So cognitively to understand, you need sattva samsuddhi. Very careful topic, okay? Or else cognitively you will not understand. Now, after cognitively understanding, what need to be done is your understanding must be released from the obstacles or obstructions. You understand Aham Brahmasmi, but there are obstructions. So what are the obstacles? My body is paining. There is a backache. You understand? Swamiji, when there is a backache, where is Brahman? Only comes my backache. You understand? It doesn't work. So this my backache is a big obstacle for me. So through nididhyasana, I release. Please understand, I don't remove the back pain. This is the understanding of nididhyasana. I never remove the back pain. I cannot. But I release the understanding from the obstruction called back pain. So nididhyasana works very carefully to release the obstacles that creates difficulties to assimilate my understanding or owning up my understanding. So this put together is called Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti. That's why we say, if you are willing, if you are comfortable to contemplate for longer time, that means it is Daiva Gunam. So this quality belongs to Devatas. No, the moment I said, Swamiji, all sort of problem comes. I become restless. My body pain comes. This comes, that comes. That means Asura. Asura, don't worry. Other time nothing came, but the moment you close your eyes, everything comes. Huh? So that's why Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti plays a very big role. That's why what we say, get committed to the teaching. As at least you are doing Sravana, hopefully, or physically you are here, mentally God knows where, that I cannot check it, I need not check it also, okay? So, along with the Sravana, also you need to give importance to Manana, because Mananam will make you to grow. If there is no Manana, your priority will continue. And this Shravana will be one of the auxiliary or one of the undertaking. So you have 10 undertakings. So one more you have added. Like now, I am also spiritual. You understand? People also comes and Swamiji, I am also spiritual. So I am also spiritual. What does it mean? I do everything also. I do this, okay? However, let us not get into. So while discussing this thing, Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti, the next one highlights that called Dānam. So Dānam, we use the word as Dānam, not charity. Because charity dilutes everything. So Lord Krishna, as usual, he has borrowed this from Upanishads. Because especially in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it has been highlighted very carefully that tametam vedanu vachanena brahmana vividisanti yagyena danena tapasa nasaketenam evam viditva munir bhavet. So from there, these three called yajna, dana, and tapas. In fact, these three Lord Krishna has taken. So here we need to see very carefully. So what do you mean by this Dānam? Because in Veda Karma Kanda, especially, this Yajna, Dānam, and Tapas are considered as most important disciplines. But here, very carefully, he brings first Dānam. So why Dānam? Actually, Dānam is one of the best remedy for many problems in our life. So one of the serious problem that we have, and is very easy to catch anybody at any moment, that is called lōbhaḥ. So we say lōbhaḥ. Lōbhaḥ means greed, but I am not translating as greed. But I translate here as what? Sense of insecurity. Lōbhaḥ will come later on, okay? Because it's a big series. Let us look at this Dānam little carefully. So this is a fundamental human problem, you can say. It can catch to anybody that sense of insecurity. And it always has background music. I am insecure. I am insecure. Now, once I have a conclusion, there is a moha. This is called conclusion. Moha means delusion. See, earlier we had studied after lōbhaḥ, moha. No, here moha leads to lōbhaḥ. Can you see this point? So there is a moha in me. So there is a misconception in me that look, I am insecure. Nothing wrong in it. But my sense of insecurity will go away with external possession. So what I see, what is my remedy for the problem of this sense of insecurity for lōbhaḥ? This is what lōbhaḥ comes. The more I possess, the more I will be secure. And this lōbhaḥ starts increasing in such a way, I only start gathering. So this moha leads to lōbhaḥ here differently. So this misconception that I am insecure, number one. Because I am insecure, now with the help of external possessions, now I can manage, I can get rid of my insecurity. Now let me have more and more. But when I am gathering possessions, gathering things, nothing wrong with it, but I don't analyze. By gathering things or possession, am I going to become secure? Am I becoming secure or more insecure? Number one. Forget about me. Let us look at others also. There are people, those who have plenty of things, they are insecure. There are people who don't have anything, they are secure. So that means I have to understand possession has nothing to do with security or insecurity. Because my problem is when I become old, what will happen to me? When you are young, what you did, what you become old, what will happen? Nothing will happen, okay? At least when you are young, you are demanding. When you are old, nobody look at you. That's the only thing will happen, okay? This is my version, okay? Don't look at. So coming back. Here, I need to analyze that this sense of possession becomes so strong in me that I want to possess more and more. Okay, fine. Now, this I want to possess more and more, I want to grab more and more is called lōbhaḥ. So you have to be very careful. That's why we say very carefully that lōbhaḥ you have to be understand very carefully. That there is some type of greed in me, because lōbhaḥ is not only greed. I want to possess. There is a greed. Plus, I am insecure. That insecurity, sense of insecurity pushes me to grab more and more. So the greed comes because of what? Miserliness. So greed plus miserliness is called lōbhaḥ. It's a very serious word, okay? That's why we translate lōbhaḥ means what? Miserliness. Chapter is over. Greed. Sometimes we translate as greed. Chapter is over. No. Greed plus miserliness is called lōbhaḥ. Now, when we look at this thing, now this lōbhaḥ leads to many types of problem in our life. Because the moment I know, I am sure, there is miserliness in me, number one. Now there is a misconception, lōbhaḥ, that with this security or with possessions I will be secure. Now there is lōbhaḥ. Now greed plus miserliness will lead you first what? First, I will try to grab more and more. While grabbing, the first problem will happen. I will not mind about adharma. I will start compromising. So first problem will start because there is no limit for me. I go beyond. So that means what? I will not mind to compromise. The first thing will be, because I always want shortcut, I will not mind to cut the corner. Because after all, it's okay. I have to take care of myself. Nobody is going to take care of me either. This is the conclusion in me. So first problem is, I will start compromising. So once I start compromising, it will lead to adharma, papam. So that means there will be conflict in me. That's why we say lōbhaḥ becomes a serious mental problem. Okay, I understand. Now, second problem is, because you can look at a list of problems, okay, with lōbhaḥ. Actually, lōbhaḥ is such a serious mental problem. You cannot trust anybody. You will start suspecting everybody. Because what you will see, hey, look, because the greed to possess is so strong, now you will start looking at others. Hey, why he is coming? Why she is coming to me? He or she is not interested in me. He is interested in my possession. So anything and everything, what you look at, now you only look at others what? With eyes, or a different eyes called suspicion eyes. In fact, you look at everybody, including your family member, with suspicion. They are doing everything. They are talking to me. They are all these things only for my wealth. That's why this becomes second mental what? Problem. And when you look at this point very carefully, because we can look at this lōbhaḥ, because I'm not talking dāna anything, okay? From lōbhaḥ I'm going, so that everything in one shot I'll complete with dāna. So then lōbhaḥ, when there is a strong possessiveness, what I do? Now, I imbalance the society. So when I imbalance society means what? So now I have a plenty, others don't have. So in the consequences of it, I am more insecure. Why I am more insecure? There will be burglary. Some people, suppose I have children, my children are going to the school, somebody will kidnap to get some money, like other countries, how it happens when there is a big gap. So that means what? I create imbalance and I become the victim of imbalance. So always I will have everything, but I will hide everything. I cannot enjoy. I cannot use. Because if I use, other will see it. Then tomorrow with the gunpoint, they will come. You have to give me. So my life is danger. My family people in danger. Everybody is in danger. So I create the imbalance and I become victim. So when the gap between rich and poor becomes so big, automatically I am the first loser, the sufferer. And of course, if we try to look at, the most important thing is also we see that when I start grabbing, I become attached. And that becomes a habit. So always I calculate how much it has come, not how much it has gone. Okay. Even if it gone, so I always look at balance it. Especially this chartered accountants, they look at what? Okay, in companies, how much, first they look at whether surplus is there or not. So if the surplus is not there, their eyes will fall on what? How much it has gone. Then how much it has come. Suppose the surplus is there, they will not look at the income. Suddenly they will, why so much has gone? Why cannot it be reduced? Because typical all these, corporate fellows, okay? They do not look at how much you have brought in. No. Why this much has gone? You could have reduced first. So the serious problem is attachment. So you become so much attached that you do not know what to do. And of course, then most important thing is, as you start getting attached, that becomes your part of life. You will not mind to do what you like to do. You will never do what is to be done. And most importantly, you will have a lot of problem, especially towards end of your life. To overcome all these things is being highlighted Dānam. So why? Let us look at the same way, whatever we discussed. So first, we discussed that when there is lōbhaḥ, you will start compromising dharma. So when you start compromising dharma, so there is papam, there is a lot of conflict. So when there is a conflict, now we say do Dānam. So once you do Dānam, automatically the conflict will be resolved. Because conflict was related to that. So whatever you did, you earned money or whatever you earned, did everything. Now you are giving it away. Now what will happen? Will you be able to compromise next time? Hey, I did everything. Finally, I gave it up. Why to compromise? Let me have my peace of my mind. So Dānam takes care of compromise consequences of conflict-free life. Secondly, as we discussed, that this Dānam lōbhaḥ creates suspicious mind. You become suspicious of everything, suspicion. Now, being suspicious of everything is being taken care by Dānam. So that means you don't become suspicious of anybody, anything. Then the third one becomes here, that the gap between, you do not become victim of your sense of insecurity. Because what you give, that you get back. So when you give in the form of kind, somebody takes care of you in the form of time. Some way or other, you get back, you are being taken care. So you do not create the gap in one way. In fact, you never become the victim of your greed, your sense of insecurity. At least you may move freely. Then, of course, when this happens, as we saw that this Dānam also takes care of detachment. When lōbhaḥ encourages attachment, now Dānam takes care of detachment. So you discover really you have given, or you have given with some pain. Because if I have given something with the pain, I will look back. So that's why here also Dānam takes care of the detachment. I am clean. It is exactly, I should not use the word, but I can say it is exactly using the toilet. Remember this. Then the fourth one that we said, that Dānam also takes care of your this lōbhaḥ part and prayaschitta karma. That's why Dānam is considered as prayaschitta karma in especially Hinduism and later on in other religion. Especially if you observe, for many mistakes that we do, always we do Dānam. This is the prayaschitta karma. This is the first. And there is no prayaschitta karma without Dānam. This is the first thing. That's why all these Brahmanas, they will wait for Dānam, okay, to receive Dānam. What they do that Dānam, that we'll talk later on, okay? See, they do this go Dānam. So sorry, I cannot get the cow. Don't worry. So for nowadays, what is the market cost of the cow? Let us say 20,000 rupees. That is not 40, 50,000 rupees minimum. Don't worry, 10,000 for cow is okay. So you add 10,000, then you have to bargain with that person. 1,000 at least you have to give 1,000. Okay. So then they will make, and they have also, a silver or whatever, one cow and a calf. Okay. They will keep it, and with that they will do, and again they will keep it back. So you have given Godhanam. You should see the ritualistic person. Okay. Very nice. Nothing wrong in it, at least. So that's why if you observe, in every culture it is there nowadays, I notice also, including in Christianity also. After death of a person, people do a lot of dana. So we have also, 16 types of dhanam to be given after death. Some culture, they follow 18 types of dana. I remember, especially in Odisha, there was a concept. So nowadays, I don't know whether it's there or not. After the death of the person, what they do is the son supposed to have some coins and start throwing. And that too will throw in front of him, okay? The dead body will go in front of the dead body, will keep throwing it. So stating that, look, hey, look, whatever you have earned, now I am distributing. Better don't have any lōbhaḥ for your earnings. Now it is my responsibility what I do, what I don't do it. Just after the death, they do it. I don't know how far it is true or not, okay? Coming back to the point, we have culturally that dhanam to be given. Why dhanam to be given after death? Because we do not know the jiva who has gone, passed away. How much papam has done? What are the papam has done? So as a child, as a relative, as a well-wisher, my job is what? To do the dānam, so that to take care of his papam. This becomes prayaschitta karma. This is a rule. So everybody does, every religion now. After death, sad part. Why can't I do before death? Because if I do before death, what happens to me? That I don't have attachment towards the possession that I have. And the best possession is this body. Because I am nourishing this body last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, or 60 years, 100 years. Now, when I don't have a habit of giving dānam, other things, other possession, now this body, when yama will snatch away, death will snatch away, I'll have problem. And moreover, wherever I am possessed, after my body is being snatched away from me, we have discussed how it happens, what happens. Now, mentally, the jivatma will be hovering with reference to the possession. That's why any cremation ground, any burial ground, especially burial ground, is very heavy in energy because all jivatmas hovers there. And near cremation, in cremation ground, nothing is there, but nearer to cremation ground is very heavy. Because in cremation ground, they cannot stand. Cremation means in Indian context, where they burn it. Not crematorium. Okay, crematorium and cremation, there is a difference. Cremation ground and crematorium, there is big difference. That also has to be clarified. However, so here it says that this dānam, oh, already I have crossed the time today. I am talking on dānam. So this dānam also takes care of that when death comes, I am not bothered at all. And moreover, because of dānam, I'll have a peaceful death. Because I am not attached to anything. I am not attached to anybody, anything at all. I remember, I really respect one Swami. Okay, he made some mistake, but one aspect I liked it, so I can highlight. So one wrong aspect he did is, so he made a will on his dead body, a Swami. Okay, these people should not touch my dead body. I don't know what sort of Swami is. What happens to your body? How does it matter to you? These are the people should not touch my body. And he's called a great Swami. But he did another good thing that also I have to respect, because we have to see both sides. Towards the end of his life, so he had some donations and all these things. What he did is, he made it very clear, not a single pie he held. So he started giving checks to everything. In fact, in Chennai, one school got some good money. That is how I came to know in details. So the letter was being written because I studied in my childhood in such and such school. So that's why I thought of something to give. So in that, it was being written in details. So the person could give away everything. So in short, what I'm trying to highlight here is, when I don't have any attachment, is the point. When my body falls, I will also fall happily. I will not have time to look back, because there is no need to look back. So these are the benefits of Dānam. More of it, Dhamma, that we'll discuss tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.